Good afternoon, everyone. This is Kathy Neifeld with Agency One, and I am so happy to be given the opportunity to introduce our speakers and to introduce to Agency One 100 advisors a new product that you have access to exclusively because you do business with Agency One. And this is a product that is only available to LIBRA member firms. As most of you know, LIBRA is our back office. We are part of their independent marketing organization. And they have introduced a new product called Lux Legacy GUL.
No.
We are thrilled that we've got with us speaking today Casey Gammons. And Casey is the Director of Product and Market Intelligence for LIBRA. We also have with us Bill Shiloh, who is the President and CEO of LIBRA. And Bill is one of the primary architects of this product. And he's going to talk about how it came to pass, why this is available only to LIBRA member firms and its advisors. Casey is going to speak to where this GUL product fits within your marketplace and in the portfolio of products that Agency One has to offer. You'll hear that it really does well with single pays. It's guaranteed to age 99. I'm not going to steal Casey's thunder completely, but the two best people to introduce this product to you right now are Bill and Casey. So without further ado, I'm going to first turn it over to Bill. Bill, happy afternoon. It's nice to see you. And we're thrilled to have our advisors on the phone. Also, if anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, please type them into the chat and we will address them at the end of the presentation. So without further ado, Bill, take it away.
Kathy, thank you so very much. And Gonzalo, thank you. And it is a real honor and pleasure to be here with the 100 of the best agents in the country. So thank you very much for that. It's a pleasure to get a chance to talk about our Lux Legacy GUL product. The impetus of this product was a strategy that we have at LIBRA that really focuses on differentiation for our partners. And part of our strength as an organization is that we enjoy some really great relationships with a number of reinsurance companies in this country. And so as we were talking about our strategy, for our organization, we had the opportunity to delve into that a little bit with some of these reinsurance companies, specifically Somerset Life Re and Hanover, who have a relationship together. That's where the product discussion started. And when we looked across the marketplace and we said, where do we see a void in the marketplace with respect to product? And one of the things that we really recognized was there was truly a void in the GUL product space, specifically around single premium products. And so we kind of zeroed in on that arena and worked with the team at Somerset Re, actually did all the pricing work for this particular product. And so when we really zeroed in on it, we said, okay, let's try to focus on a to 99 type of guarantee product. Let's make it extremely competitive in the single premium arena. We have other options available, but with the investment strategy that we have to back the product, that product works best in the single premium arena as well. So the two kind of converged really, really nicely together as we were putting the product together. And so we did that, and then we had to find a carrier that we wanted to work with. And we were able to identify Cincinnati Life as a carrier that was willing to do a proprietary product that would be exclusive to the LIBRA insurance partners out there in the country. So that's That's how we got there. So the design of the product really, besides the single premium, we also zeroed in on ages that we thought were most pertinent for the product, and that was the ages 45, 55, and 65. So when you see the product, you're going to see that that's certainly the most competitive arena, that target arena that we're playing in with the product. The other thing too is that we also know that because it's a single premium product, that we could be dealing with some pretty significant face amounts. So we put together a consortium of Somerset Life Re, who did all the pricing. So they're going to do all the asset management and reserve management in the product. So all of that is being done by Somerset Life. And then on the mortality side, we wanted to get as much capacity as we possibly could on the mortality side on a per person basis. So we went to RGA, who agreed to take 50% of the mortality, and Hanover takes 40%. So when we added it all up, we had 20 million of capacity per person, and with RGA taking 50%, Hanover taking 40%, and Somerset took 10% of the mortality side, besides the asset management and reserve management that they're doing. And it was really interesting. So two things really kind of come into play with this too. As most or some of you may know, we own our own reinsurance company, and that is LifeMark Reinsurance Company, and it's 100% owned by our partners, as well as a select number of advisors out there that own stock in LifeMark Re. And so this gave us an opportunity to not only develop a proprietary product, but also help build up our own reinsurance company. And because Hanover is getting 40% of the mortality, we get our quota share of that mortality based on the amount of capital we have in our reinsurance structure right now. So, for those of you that participate, and I know a number of Agency One advisors participate in our reinsurance ownership, and if you don't, that's okay. I think if you might want to ask Kathy and Gonzalo how you can have that opportunity to participate in the reinsurance program, and it's kind of nice to be able to share in the mortality experience of some of the business that you're writing. And the last piece that kind of makes this really unique is that, knowing that we were going to be dealing in the larger face amount arena, we wanted to make sure that we had the right underwriting kind of expertise, if you will, in that arena. So not only with RGA taking 50% of the mortality, RGA also agreed to do the underwriting in the program. Now, many of you may know that we have a facultative underwriting program with RGA, so we have great experience in seeing their underwriting. And so this gave us a lot of confidence that we would have the most modern underwriting process available for the folks that would be willing to use this product. So RGA not only has 50% of the mortality, they're also doing all the underwriting. So we've got the entire product kind of all housed from a risk perspective, if you will, with the reinsurance consortium that we put together: Somerset, Hanover, and RGA. And so it is really a unique structure. Cincinnati Life has been an awesome partner in this. The really nice thing is they have A+ paper, so that when we issue products on Cincinnati Life paper, it's an A+ carrier. Their ability to administer the product is really slick. So I think you'll find this a very unique opportunity to differentiate yourself in the marketplace. And I think the other thing, one of the things that we did in the policy design phase of this was we wanted to make this as pure GUL product as we possibly could. And so, unlike some of the other stuff that you see in the marketplace that may be on an index chassis, maybe on a variable chassis, you don't have that. You're never going to have to explain in this GUL product, well, here's how the indexing works, or here's kind of the components that go along with the market fluctuations on a variable product. None of that exists here. This is pure 100% GUL, that is very, very simple to explain. Everything's guaranteed, and away you go. So I won't belabor that anymore. I just tell you, it's a really awesome opportunity to have a true proprietary product in this marketplace, and we're thrilled to be able to bring it to you through Agency One. So, Casey, I'll turn it over to you to kind of share the nuts and bolts of this thing.
Sure. Thanks, Bill. Let me pull up the PowerPoint just real quick, and then we'll take it away from there. Is everyone seeing the correct one?
It's the
We can see it, Libra
I know, did that.
Insurance Partners Legacy.
It always, no matter what I do,
go. There you go.
no matter what.
Good.
Thanks, everyone. I appreciate it. So when I think of, I guess, the advantage of life insurance in general, probably the thing that comes to my mind the most is the idea of a guarantee. No other really financial product or industry that I'm aware of has a guarantee quite like life insurance, right? If you're investing, what guarantees do you have that you're going to make any kind of return over the course of the long run? You're not. Where are you going to get that? You're going to get them in insurance products. So kind of at its basic value proposition, life insurance is going to offer some kind of guarantees. And I think Guaranteed Universal Life has done that really, really well by basically maximizing that. You're getting a guarantee for a certain amount of duration that's completely guaranteed. As long as the premium comes in, as long as all the different pieces of the contract are met, you're going to have a guaranteed death benefit that gets you to where you want to go and what your client's solution is, right? So the idea of a Guaranteed Universal Life makes a lot of sense. When I think about GUL, what has your experience been with it? Over the last 10 or so years, what I've seen is that a lot of GUL carriers have gotten out of the market, right? John Hancock's no longer in there. Symetra, I don't think has GUL anymore. A lot of the new releases by Lincoln with their BUL1 closing down and SBO1 closing down. Anico getting rid of their GUL recently. There's just been a whole lot of carriers who are no longer invested in that guaranteed proposition quite as strongly because of a lot of reasons, reserving requirements and stuff. But when Bill talked about stepping into that place where people had vacated, this is kind of what we're talking about. We want to provide a solution that is very competitive, very compelling on a very, very simple chassis that can be pitched in a very easy, simple, understand way and can provide a long-lasting value proposition to pass on a legacy. That's our hope with this product. Is it going to be all things to all people? Absolutely not. It's not going to work for everyone. Now, can you structure a full pay or a 10 pay? And can you run a guarantee all the way to maturity? Of course you can. You can do that. But we're going to talk about where the sweet spot of this product is to show you where this thing is going to land and where it's going to add value to your clients. So we're looking at this. What part of my role here with Libra is to provide competitive information. So I do a lot of benchmarking. I'm a numbers nerd. I love it. I get to dive into all the different things that are going on with all these products. And so when we're talking about benchmarking, I'm just going to run a bunch of numbers, typically on Insight on the platform or WinFlex Web. And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to run a bunch of different numbers to try to see where this thing stacks up against the broader market. So this is a GUL. If you notice, there are not that many GULs around anymore. So this is kind of the universe of what we see in a lot of cases inside that market. But the nice thing you notice is that when we come in and we look at Lux Legacy GUL versus basically everyone else in the market for this scenario, male 55 preferred single pay with a guaranteed 99 million bucks death benefit, you're going to get a very, very competitive premium. Now, the first thing you may ask whenever you see these numbers is why guaranteed 99? Well, this has to do with Cincinnati Life paper. So we basically assumed an older product that was on Cincinnati Life's books. We took it over and we kind of made it our own with the pricing actuaries over at Somerset. We made the product our own in the way that happened. So it's still Cincinnati Life. It's still their paper, but we took over an existing structure. And if you remember those old GULs, one thing that happened with those GULs is you hit age 100, and that was what was called maturity. So as soon as you hit a 100 guarantee, you automatically went all the way to 121. Now, it's not necessarily bad, when you're looking at the pricing iterations, there was no way based on the structure of the product to really offer at this time that 121 guarantee and do it in a way that satisfied everything we want. Make it competitive, make it profitable for Libra and the reinsurance companies. And we couldn't figure out a way to do it all at the same time. Now, what we could do though, is we could still offer a very, very long guarantee, basically all the way to 100. We just backed it off 1 to 90. So if you're questioning about that, 99 is for that very reason, is so we don't hit that maturity threshold on this product. But when you're looking at this, you're at age 99 guarantee. You can see that basically for the guarantee you're getting, you will basically be the best in the market. Again, this is apples to apples. Everyone's running $299 in this case. So for the pricing, the premium on a single premium basis is very, very aggressive. Now, another thing that we do is we don't just look at scenarios and try to talk about it on the whole market. As always, as an independent marketing organization, is to be objective in all of our views. So we didn't want to just create a product and just tell you it's competitive and then not show you everywhere that we're looking at, right? So we're talking about the whole picture here. For the universe of GULs, how is this thing going to rank from a guaranteed premium perspective? So based on our structure with the 99 guarantee, $1 million of death benefit across the board of guaranteed universal life products, you can see that it's pretty competitive, right? One's all over the place. As you get older and get closer to the older limits, then you're going to see some 2s, some 3s. And then if you went to 75, which is the maximum issue age of this product, you would go a little bit further in that. But basically anything from 40 to 55 is 1s, and then 65, you might see a 2 here and there. Pacific Life, for whatever reason, as you get older ages, they just get very, very aggressive in the GUL. GUL play. As you're looking to legacy plan, as you're getting a little bit older, it makes a lot of sense to do this. And this is where we could really price and hone in this product. So again, could you issue this to a 35-year-old? Yeah, of course you could. Would it be as competitive? Not really. Could you do a 75-year-old? Yeah, you could definitely do that, but it would not be nearly as aggressive as it would be inside the age range of 40 to 65. So really it's that band. Single pays, guarantees 99, 40 to 65. The nice thing is once you have all those little elements in place, and once you have your client story and their background and what they're trying to accomplish, this is really the ultimate set it and forget it product. You have a really aggressive product that once they paid for it, they've paid that death benefit out, and you have the guarantee all the way to 99, which is a great thing, I think. Now, one thing we haven't talked about so far with this particular product, Cincinnati Life, is what we call an actual age or an age last birthday company. Now, this provides a very, very exciting advantage to everyone. So basically for 6 months out of the year, the client is going to be considered their actual age whenever everyone else is 1 year older. So for 6 months of the year, when a client is basically 65 for the vast majority of the products that you see on the page right there, Cincinnati Life and Prudential will have a age 64 pricing. And at this age, 1 year difference can make a pretty big difference, as you can see there. So again, we took basically a similar situation as that we did at the beginning, and I included not just the GULs, but I broadened out the view of the market to all the IULs that have a guarantee as well. Everything's apples to apples. So you have a guaranteed age 99, same ages and everything. The only thing here that we're showing is a little different is when Cincinnati Life comes into play here with that age last birthday advantage, it tops one of the most aggressive products that's ever been in the market for guarantees, which is the Securian Financial Eclipse Protector 2 IUL. Their product pricing on that and on their VUL chassis has been really aggressive for the last 4 or 5 years. They've been very, very, very competitive, and pricing hasn't really changed or shifted, even though many others have repriced. So that product has just maintained stability. The nice thing is that with this product and with the age last birthday advantage, you're seeing that we can even get underneath that pricing on a single pay basis, which is very impressive. Now, again, holding everything completely on objectivity and apples to apples. If you look at Lux Legacy at the same age now, not age last birthday, but the same age. So if the males are 40, if you look at Lux Legacy versus Securian at an age 40 male, you'll notice that we'll be 4.13% behind where Securian pricing is. But notice that from 4 to 65, there's less, in most cases, there's less than 1% difference on the males. Now, 55 to 70 or so on the females is a little different story. We talked to the pricing actuaries at Somerset. They tried to get those down literally as low as we could, And there's just an aggressive niche there that Securian has in this case. We'll talk about Securian a little bit more in a second, but what you can see there is that we're very, very close in pricing, assuming the clients have the same age. But Cincinnati Life has age less birthday. And you can imagine that when you add that advantage in there, instead of all those being positive, and now all of a sudden we would be below the pricing on Securian. You just take that 1 year difference, and then all of a sudden it would make all the difference in the world from a spreadsheet standpoint. Now, Lux Legacy would actually, because Securian is in the #1 position almost all the time, which is really, really cool. Now, the nice thing with the Lux Legacy is you also have backdating available. So if you need to lock in that backdated age last birthday, you got it. It's easy to do. You just have to contact them on it, and you'll be able to get that backdated save age, which is really nice. I guess the final thing I would note is that, as Bill mentioned, with the underwriting on this particular product, we have that agreement with RGA. They basically said the turnaround time once you get them the facts of the case is about 24 hours, which is incredible. And there's a stark difference, I would say, between the underwriting experience that you will experience with Lux Legacy versus what you would have on the Securian side of things. No knock to them, like they have great pricing, they have great product. But I think the process alone for Lux Legacy and the Cincinnati Life product, once you get your application, is going to be so much better. It will be like night and day when you're doing this. Plus, if you could get a preferred rate versus a standard rate on an underwriting competition, then I think that preferred rate will typically lie with the Cincinnati Life LIBRA Lux Legacy product and not with Securian, because the way that I think this fleshes itself out. RGA is very, very modern in their underwriting, and they tend to be very, very good at what they do. So I think that's a distinct advantage that we have with this product as well, outside of just typical product mechanics as we're looking at it. And so I think with that, I will turn it back over to Gonzalo for anything else that we come through. I think we have some questions I see in the chat that I haven't gotten to them. So whatever we need from now. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
Casey, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Before I start to address the questions, Bill, and I see we also have Steve Santos with us from Libra. And Steve, I certainly don't want to put you on the spot, but if Bill or Steve have anything else that they would like to add, I just want to give them the opportunity before we start answering questions.
Kathy, thank you. I think the only thing I would add is to not discount the proprietary nature of this product.
Right.
I was just on a call with a group of folks, and as we talked about the competitors that you saw on that list of competitors that Casey benchmarked against, is the reality is, if you go in with a case with one of those carriers, any advisor can walk in there and provide that same illustration to that potential client. Whereas when you use the Cincinnati Life, Libra proprietary product, nobody else can walk in behind you with that illustration. So therein lies the real competitive advantage that you have in the marketplace.
Yeah. Hey, Kathy, I know there's a couple questions in the box. I'd like to ask Casey after we answer those first for Mr. Larkins. Kind of use cases of this, 1035, single premiums, that kind of stuff. I mean, you talked a little bit about that, but where are we seeing the action on this? So just give that a thought while we answer Bob's questions.
Sure.
Bob Larkins, thanks for your questions, Bob. Had 3, and I'm going to read them all to you, and then you can take them in any order that you would like. So number 1, is there an SGUL? Number 2, is there an LTC or chronic care rider available? And number 3, what happens after age 99?
Yeah, sure. We'll just go in order. So I'm assuming you mean survivorship by the SGUL. And currently there's no survivorship option on this product at this time. For LTC and chronic care, so we have an accelerated death benefit rider on there, but that's one of those that I don't remember if we have the discounted or the lean method on that particular accelerated ration. It's the same one that's on the Cincinnati product, but it won't be your true LTC or chronic care rider in the same sense. So it won't be quite as strong. We are looking into those things as we look for future pricing iterations, but currently it's accelerated death benefits. So finally, what happens after 99? You can pay a catch-up premium. We allow catch-ups on this product to pay catch-up premiums. just be aware that because the product is priced to 99, that it will be like the sooner you're aware that you want to do a catch up, the better for the pricing, because it will be very, very expensive as you approach the age 99, because you're basically having to catch it up at a very high mortality age, a risk of mortality at that age. So there's kind of a note on those last ones, but you can certainly catch it up. That's certainly an option. You'll be able to keep the coverage. It exists. So
Thank you.
mhm.
And then to Gonzalo's
Yep.
comments as to, are we seeing any sort of sweet spots? What about 1035s? Where are we seeing some successes since the product has been launched? Where should people be focusing?
Yeah, so I mean, basically anywhere you have an underperforming policy as you're doing reviews is a great place. Old whole life policies, even old IUL policies as caps have come down, are great places to start, because you have a huge chunk of cash value, and if your client doesn't need to access that cash value and they just want to 1035 it in for the most IRR and death benefit, well, let's just do that. That'd be a great way to plug and play, and then it's paid and it's done, and they don't have to think about it. Like it's set. Another, an interesting use case that we've seen and we've heard from some of our folks is the idea of, you have a survivorship policy that's in force and it's got some cash value, but maybe one of the spouses has passed, but there's no, they want to pass on the estate and they want to have that, but maybe they don't want to, they want to have maximize their death benefit. So one has passed, but they're still in this weird limbo phase, and so it's a good place where you have the survivorship scenario where the surviving spouse could then use that rollover in that 1035 exchange and put it into a Lux Legacy for more death benefit as we're looking at it. So that's another place that we've looked at. Really, anytime you're thinking about this, it could be a good time to think about the estate tax sunset. I realize it's not a survivorship product in and of itself, but you can still use it for such. You can do 2 cases. You can do 1 case on the healthier spouse. There's a lot of different ways to slice and dice that, but I think it's a good place to think about it for those types of scenarios as we approach that as well.
Yeah, and I would just add that I think as you get into whether it's just, whether it's wealth transfer or estate taxes that you're working with a client on, if you're going to put this policy in a trust, in an ILET, trustees love this type of product. I mean, it is 100% guaranteed. Trustees love this type of product.
Yeah, and I would just add that, 10, 15 years ago, we all know how much Guarantee Universal Life we wrote. And as interest rates came down and as the market changed and as reserve requirements kept increasing and the carriers got out of this market, I mean, to have a guaranteed product, especially in a short pay scenario, which is what is probably the most expensive of scenarios now for most carriers because of the reserve requirements, is huge. And Casey, I don't know if you want to talk a bit about reserving and all that kind of stuff, because through these reinsurance arrangements in Somerset, we've been able to create a very unique single pay scenario.
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about it, Gonzalo. The nice thing about having such large reinsurers backing, like undergirding this product, is it helps ensure strong pricing for the long run. Because of the reserving and because of it's really expensive on the carrier balance sheet to pay this much money in order to hold a guaranteed premium versus a non-guaranteed premium. This costs a lot more money for them because they have to hold it. They can't go use it because they might have to pay it out. So whenever you're talking guarantees, you have to have a lot of reserves to do it. Reinsurers have a lot of money that they hold in reserve, which is nice. They have huge balance sheets and they're very large companies in and of themselves. So it's very nice they have to do it. And then because we have 3 of them backing it, plus Cincinnati Life, that's the paper on there, the power of that partnership really allows us to hold this pricing for the long run. So unlike, we don't have a lot of bad assumptions dragging us down, for one. So a lot of the problems we saw in the past with GUL was surrender assumptions for all these carriers. So they thought that they would get like, say, 4 or 5% of cases surrendered, and they just didn't do it. And so you assumed you would have a lot more flexibility, liquidity you don't have now. And so they were stuck and it caused problems. They had to, reserve more capital over the long run, which caused a lot of problems for them. For us, we don't see bad assumptions that we had. Pricing actuaries built it in, assuming that if it's all single pays, we don't have any lapse rates. They paid for the death benefit, we have it, which is great. So they don't have to worry about any of the assumptions. And then because, again, as we mentioned, the balance sheets of those companies we can hold the pricing for the long run. We've made our assumptions really well, and we're not going to have to sit there and do the price hike game this way and that way, but hopefully can offer this pricing or better in the future. That's what we're hoping with it. So.
Hey, Bill, I'm going to ask another question here. I mean, you know, we see the 45, 50, 55-year-olds, even up to 65-year-old, incredibly competitive. So, you know, you look at the heat chart, it's number one pricing, right? The older you get, you start to get a little bit of deterioration in the competitiveness of the product relative to some of the other products in the market. I know the answer, but you want to talk about the period of time that Somerset needs to hold money to make this product attractive. So the older you are, the shorter the period that they hold money is.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So the investment strategy that Somerset is employing to make this product really competitive, you know, is under the context that the longer they have the money, the more they can aggressively price the product. And so that's why the 45, 55, 65, you know, at 65, you know, that gives us, you know, to 99, which is 34 years, you know, to hold that money. So that, you know, that's the timeline that they know that, hey, we can invest, we can lock in interest rates for a long period of time. And you know, Casey alluded to this, and I will tell you that our lapse assumption, you know, most of the time companies have gotten in trouble with GULs is because they missed on the lapse assumption. Our lapse assumption on this product is 0%. So there's no games in this product at all. So it's priced you know, again, to align with the investment strategy and 0% lapse assumption.
Yeah, to give you an idea of this, Bob, on the 20 pay, 10 pay, all pay, basically as you go from longer durations, you move from a single pay, really aggressive pricing. A 10 pay will put you right about the middle of the GUL pack, and full pay will put you towards the back in terms of competitive price. As you move into more payments, the less competitive the thing gets. But we wanted to target a specific thing, so that you can do it. You can do a full guarantee. You can do any of that. Just be aware that the sweet spot is exactly inside the niche. So you can do anything you want with it. It's a typical GUL product.
Terrific. Thank you. This is really exciting. I love the exclusivity factor with this product, and that it certainly hits a number of check the boxes that the market was looking for. There was a need, and Bill, to your credit, you reacted and went out and created something for LIBRA member firms. Can we expect more sorts of exclusivity type opportunities in the future coming from LIBRA that the LIBRA partner firms will be able to offer to our advisors?
Yeah, I think we can. You know, one of the things that, like I said, we're very, very fortunate that we have these reinsurance company relationships. You know, Bob brought up the concept of a survivorship GUL. You know, we've already opened that dialogue, you know, with the folks that are involved in this product here. So, you know, that's something that's, you know, that we're in the discussion phase. I think the most important thing is that, you know, we build up the success of this product to demonstrate that we can deliver on a proprietary product from a sales perspective, and I'm sure we can. And then as we do that, more and more opportunities will be open to us as far as these new opportunities are concerned. But yeah, I will tell you that, you know, having a small portfolio of proprietary products is part of our long-term strategy. And, you know, we're not looking to do 10 products. There's no need to do that. We have 20 some insurance companies that do a great job in the marketplace. But if we can find arenas where we see product voids, and we can use the strength of our reinsurance company relationships to help fill those voids, that fits right into our long-term strategy.
Terrific. Thank you. I do not see any other questions. Gonzalo, I don't know if you have any further thoughts. I want to remind everybody that the Agency One case design and illustration team is extremely familiar with the product and how to design, illustrate, answer your questions. If you have any further questions, comments, or concerns, we could certainly get Casey on the phone or Bill on the phone to answer any of your additional questions. We are happy to try and help in any way, shape, or form. As you all know, we've just come into fourth quarter, and we are extremely motivated to help you, help your clients to get business placed before year end. So please reach out to myself, to Gonzalo, or to any of your case managers or anyone on our case design team. I'm looking at Gonzalo and he looks like he wants to say something, so.
No, I was just, Kathy now reads my mind, right? I was just gonna remind everybody, you know, our underwriting relationship with RGA is, and some of you have experienced it, right? So we have a program that RGA can underwrite cases, and we can take it to 8 or 9 participating carriers. You know, we get the underwriting from RGA, and then you can go pick what carrier you want to put that offer with. RGA's done a remarkable job for us on the underwriting front, and having RGA partnering with Cincinnati Life on this product is going to be huge. So, you know, you can't just look at the heat charts and the competitive charts and all that stuff, because when you start looking at underwriting differentiation, you're going to really see it come up with our relationship with RGA. So on that note.
Well said, Gonzalo. Thank you. So thank you to our friends at Libra. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Casey. Steve, I'm looking at your picture. I know you're here to help us, so thank you as well for everything that you guys do. Again, on behalf of Agency One, thank you for your time this afternoon. This has been recorded, so you will be able to access this on our website. And please reach out to us if you have any questions. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you at the next webinar. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.